Alright, the topic of this video is points, lines, and planes. And our essential question is, how do I name points, lines, planes, and also segments and rays? So let's get started. So, before we get started with all the labeling, we should probably check off the list knowing what these things are. So first, we have a point. A point is technically undefined, but a single location in space. I don't want you to get too hung up on what this word undefined means or what we mean by undefined terms, but it could show up on a test or a quiz, and so you do need to know that points are undefined. But throughout this entire class, we're going to think of them as a single location in space, a single pinprick location in space with no dimensions at all. You can't move left, you can't move right, forward, backward, up, down. It's just a single location in space. Next, we have line. A line is, my pen back out here, also undefined, but a straight line with no endpoints. So it goes on forever, to the left, to the right, up, down, however you want to arrange your line, but it goes on forever and it's straight. Those are the important parts of that. Alright, next we have plane. Oops. Plane. And a plane is, just to guess, undefined. So our points, lines, and planes, and you may come across some other things like this, are technically undefined. However, a plane, throughout this course, we're going to think of it as a flat surface with no edges. So it goes on forever in all directions, like a sheet of paper that just goes on forever. Okay. Next, we're going to get into some things that actually do have definitions. We've got a segment. A segment is two, let me kind of put like a, two endpoints and all the points between. Two endpoints and all the points between. I put in parentheses a piece of a line. So it's like a piece of a line, but technically it's two endpoints and then all the points between them. Alright, next we've got a ray. A ray is a single endpoint. I'm running out of space on the screen there. And all the points in a line to one side of the endpoint. So an endpoint is, in a sense, and this is like very non-mathematical, half a line. So it starts in one place and then it just goes on forever in one direction, but it does have a single endpoint. Alright. Now we're going to look at naming and examples of each of these objects. So first, we've got the point. Points are always named with capital letters. So for example, here there's a dot. That's point A. Here we have point B. Here we have point C. So it's named with capital letters and drawn as a dot on a diagram. Now, that's not always going to be the case, however, sometimes you will see, for example, two lines that just intersect, and you'll have point M perhaps labeled there, and that's the place where the two lines intersect. So it's drawn as a dot or as an intersection of lines or rays or segments. All right. Now, next up, we have, let's see, lines. Lines are labeled using 2 points on the line. By the way, that's any 2 points on the line in either order. So for example, we've got, here's a line, and this could be point A on the line, and here could be point B, and we would call this line AB or line BA. Notice that we draw a double-headed arrow over the point names. Also, in the diagram, you draw the line as a straight line with arrows on either end. Alright, next, we have a segment. A segment is named using its endpoints, a line with no arrows is placed over the point names. For example, we got point A and point B and the segment between them. This is AB or BA. Order doesn't matter. So hint, hint, if in a test you're asked, what's another name for segment AB? Well, you can call it BA. It's also very important that you put this arrow, this line with no arrows over top, because if you don't put that line over top, you're talking about something completely different, which we'll get to later. Alrighty, next, and finally, we have ray. A ray is named with its endpoint first and any other point